Hi, my name is Donald Floyd, and today we are going to track the evolution of Black filmmakers. On this trip through time, on our first stop, we are headed to Illinois. Oscar Micheaux, hailed as the first major Black filmmaker, Oscar Micheaux directed and produced 42 feature films between 1919 and 1948. He was a writer turned filmmaker using his first novel, The Homesteader, to launch his career in the film industry. Many of his films featured an all black cast and characters. They weren't stereotypical, unlike the blackface caricature seen in mainstream white films. His content was classified as race film, or a genre of movies made during the Jim Crow era that were created for and by Black people. On our next stop through the timeline of Black filmmakers, we're headed to Harlem, New York in the 60s. William Greaves, documentary filmmaker, producer, and director. He directed more than 100 films. His films captured social issues and captured key African American figures, Muhammad Ali and Ida B. Wells, just to name a few. In the late 60s, he released an experimental film, Symbiocytotoxoplasm, Take One. Hope I said that right. This film chronicles life and society in the late 60s. It was a sort of meta documentary, sort of like a documentary about a documentary while filming a documentary. Next on the timeline is Fort Scott, Kansas. Gordon Parks was a photographer for Life magazine. He was encouraged by friend and film director John Cassavetes to direct films. Parks became the first African American to write and direct a major studio feature film, The Learning Tree, based on his semi autobiographical novel. His next movie, Shaft, helped define a genre then referred to as blaxploitation. Gordon Parks' career spanned over 25 years, encompassing documentaries, blockbuster Hollywood films, and biopics such as Lead Belly and Solomon Northup's Odyssey, depicting the lives of significant Black Americans. Is Brooklyn in the house? We're headed to Brooklyn, New York. Spike Lee emerged on the film scene in 1986 with his movie She's Gotta Have It. Spike shot the film on a budget of $175,000 and only took 2 weeks. The movie grossed $7 million, making it the most profitable movie in 1986. Spike Lee is no stranger to controversy and exploring racial issues in his films, of course. Some of his most groundbreaking films up to date are Malcolm X, Four Little Girls, He Got Game, Inside Man, and Black Klansman, which earned him his first Oscar for adapted screenplay. Off to the West Coast, South Central LA to be exact. John Singleton made his debut with Boys in the Hood. In 1991, he became the youngest person and first African American to be nominated for Best Director at the Academy Awards. His filmography includes Boys in the Hood, Rosewood, Poetic Justice, Higher Learning, the remake of Shaft, Four Brothers, and his latest masterpiece was the television show Snowfall. Now, headed back to New York, we catch up with Jordan Peele. He began his career as a comedian in the sketch series Key and Peele alongside Keegan Michael Key. But his directorial debut in 2017's Get Out, that's what made him a star. Peele's contribution to the horror genre have left many horror movie tropes of the past. You know how the black guy dies first. Jordan Peele uses twisting narratives and unpack complex social issues such as poverty and the disenfranchised. In his film Us, and co-produced the Candyman remake in 2021, which also included a harsh social edge. 2022's Nope was met with mixed criticism, but still managed to bring in 44 million in its opening weekend. Black directors have always managed to include social commentary in their films. As we witness the evolution of their methods, Oscar Micheaux started in the silent era. William Greaves created a meta documentary. Gordon Parks explored black identity through his blaxploitation era. Spike Lee told us to do the right thing. Jordan Peele sent us to the sunken place. And John Singleton brought America into the hood. The journey to making all of these films, I'm sure, was difficult. Black filmmakers have notoriously struggled for representation and opportunity within the industry. The battle for black equity to make landmarks in the film industry and receive award recognition is just the beginning.